The weight of the web. Why the most human superhero matters more than gods. Forget the soaring alien perfection of a Kryptonian god. Forget the endless fortune of a caped crusader. The true, astonishing story of the American superhero came down to earth, into a cramped queen's apartment, dressed in a cheap, hand-stitched costume and worrying about making rent. His name is Peter Parker, and he is the reason the modern superhero saga exists. The narrative begins in the early 1960s, a time when America was brimming with optimism. The space race was on, technology was booming, and the comics world was populated by shining gods and wealthy geniuses. But two men at Marvel Comics, writer Stan Lee and artist Steve Ditko, sensed a deep, unaddressed anxiety lurking beneath the surface of the youth culture: relatability. Their revolution began with a single, crucial character trait: flaws. Up until 1962, the year Spider-Man debuted in Amazing Fantasy number 15, the teenager in comics was either a sidekick, Robin or Bucky, or a bland, idyllic version of American youth. Peter Parker changed everything. He was a genuine outsider, a shy, bullied, brilliant science nerd, raised by his aging Aunt May and Uncle Ben, struggling to pay for college and tormented by the social jungle of high school. The core brilliance of the Spider-Man legend is this: he is the anti-Superman. Superman is power-embracing responsibility. Spider-Man is a normal kid forced into power by a random, chaotic event, a radioactive spider bite, and then crushed by the subsequent responsibility. The original sin: power and consequence. The most astonishing, informative part of Spider-Man's origin story, the moment that secured his place as a cultural legend, is not the bite or the discovery of his powers. It is the immediate, catastrophic failure that defines his life. After gaining his abilities, Peter initially uses them for personal gain, seeking fame and money as a wrestling masked wrestler, dismissing a security guard's plea to stop a thief. Days later, that same thief murders his beloved Uncle Ben. This is not a story of heroism. It is a story of tragedy, born from negligence. The single most famous line in all of superhero history, "With great power comes great responsibility," is not a motto spoken by the hero. It is the agonizing final lesson learned over the dead body of the man who raised him. This is why Spider-Man resonated with the American youth audience. Guilt is his engine. He is the first major superhero whose career is fueled not by a desire for revenge or justice, but a crippling, lifelong sense of personal guilt. Every web he slings is an act of penance. The mask is the freedom. Peter Parker is insecure, broke, and nervous. But the moment he puts on the mask, he is free to be the quick-witted, confident, joke-cracking Spider-Man. He gives the audience, especially the alienated young audience, a profound metaphor for finding confidence in a secret identity. Secondly, the relatability barrier, financial and personal crises. The most powerful element of the Spider-Man legend, especially for a US audience, is his unwavering relatability. His struggles are profoundly human, a constant stream of domestic crises that ground his cosmic battles. Money troubles. He is perpetually broke. He takes photos of himself for J. Jonah Jameson's Daily Bugle, a boss who constantly smears him just to make enough money for Aunt May's medicine or the next tuition payment. This struggle made him the champion of the working-class reader. Aunt May's health. His deepest fear is not Thanos or Dr. Octopus. It's the fragile health of his aunt. His responsibilities are dual: saving the world and ensuring his family doesn't suffer because of his secret life. The Parker luck. Peter's life is defined by a consistent stream of bad luck. He loses girlfriends, misses dates, is late for school, and constantly has his life ruined by his heroic duty. This sense of chaotic, unfair existence made him a perfect reflection of the average person's life, a stark contrast to the perfect mansion-dwelling heroes of DC Comics. This human element allowed the legend to address complex social issues of the time, the civil rights movement, student protests, and the fear of drug abuse, with a sensitivity that other comics often lacked. Spider-Man wasn't preaching from a throne, he was arguing with his landlord.
3. The Gallery of Grief, Psychological Villains. The Spider-Man saga boasts the greatest collection of villains in comic history, and the reason is simple. They are Peter Parker's psychological shadows. Stan Lee and Steve Ditko created a rogues gallery based on tragedy, not just evil. They are almost all brilliant scientists or professionals, driven mad by accident, obsession, or a personal flaw that mirrored Peter's own struggles. Dr. Octopus, Doc Ock, a brilliant, respected scientist driven mad when his experiment fails and his 4 mechanical arms fuse to his body. He's Peter's dark reflection, the scientist who embraced the power without the responsibility. The Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, the ruthless, wealthy businessman and father of Peter's best friend, Harry. The Goblin represents the corrupt, chaotic ego of the wealthy elite, a figure of terrifying, unpredictable malevolence who strikes at the hero's personal life. Venom, a creature defined by codependency and rage. Venom's alien symbiote bonded with Spider-Man before being rejected, symbolizing Peter's struggle with his own latent aggression and the temptation of absolute power without moral restraint. These villains didn't just pose a physical threat, they posed a moral and emotional threat, forcing Peter to confront the darkness within himself and the tragedy that often accompanies genius. IV, the multiverse and the American dream. The modern era. In the 21st century, the Spider-Man legend has achieved a new level of astonishment through the concept of the multiverse. Films like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man No Way Home turned a gimmick into a profound philosophical statement. Spider-Man is not one hero. He is a universal archetype. The multiverse narrative reveals the 4th crucial truth about the legend, that the core trauma is transferable. Whether the hero is Peter Parker, Miles Morales, the Afro-Latino inheritor of the mantle, Gwen Stacy, or a cartoon pig, the story remains the same. An ordinary person receives extraordinary power and is defined by the sacrifice and struggle that power demands. By showing different versions of Spider-Man, the legend demonstrates that the American dream, the ability of an ordinary individual to rise to a great challenge, is accessible to everyone, regardless of their background, race, or even gender. Miles Morales, in particular, grounded the legend for a new generation, proving that a hero's identity can reflect the complexity and diversity of the modern American city while still carrying the same timeless burden of responsibility. Spider-Man, the perennial teenager struggling with homework and guilt, remains the most relatable and therefore the most essential superhero in the American pantheon. He proved that audiences didn't need gods to believe in heroes. They just needed someone who felt as overwhelmed as they did, yet still found the courage to put on the mask and save the day. He is the legend of the everyman, an enduring testament to the belief that the greatest power lies not in strength, but in the struggle to do the right thing.